Ugh. All right. Okay. And I think we're live. Ah, excuse me. Give me 1 second. We'll get the camera on. Okay. Let me just do this so y'all can see me, and boom, we are live. Like I said in the description, it's just a Friday night in the leather shop. Maybe we'll build something. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Who knows? But let's get a stick, get going, figure out what we're gonna do. 'Cause I've got some ideas, right? Ah. Oh man, it has been a crazy freaking week, but thank goodness we made it to Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday, and then Sunday we can relax. Hmm. Excuse me, did not mean to sneeze that loudly. Okay, well, yesterday night had a gift exchange with some of my friends. We did a big Secret Santa, and I got some really cool stuff from my Secret Santa. All right, pull them out and I'll show you what they are. One of which I'm super excited about, and I will show that to y'all last. But they got me some leather cement, which is always good to have when working with leather. I was meaning to pick up a bottle, and they just gave me that. And then they gave me some really cool pricking irons. Pricking irons, of course, you put holes in leather for sewing. And they're real nice. They feel pretty solid, but there's a set of four of them: a six prong, four prong, two prong, and a one prong. What's the difference between a six, four, and a two, and a one prong? Number of prongs: six, four, two, and one. And these are really cool. These are little 4 millimeters. The current ones I have are, I believe, 3 millimeter. Yeah. Yeah. The current ones I have are 3 millimeters. These are 4 millimeters. I like the whole spacing's a little bit. They also gave me a couple really cool stamps. You know, little basket stamp, which is nice. I needed a good basket stamp, and that's a nice little one with good sharp edges. But it's also splayed on the sides, so it looks cool. And then they gave me this cool little funky swirl pattern square stamp, which I think looks really good. I think that's a good stamp. It's like, okay. But then they gave me something I really have been wanting and kept putting off on buying for myself: rivets. Rivets for leather. These we're going to use the hell out of, because now, like I've said in a previous stream, when we go to make our little cigar holders, instead of having to hand sew them, we can just rivet them. And it's clean, simple looking construction. I think it looks good. And so hopefully, so will people that will want to pay for a little cigar pipe stand, you know? Now, I am working on a secret project, and it's for a very good friend of mine. And I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to risk her finding out. She does watch my YouTube channel, and I don't want to tell her what her Christmas present is because I know she'll watch the stream later. She doesn't watch it live. She watches me stream on never, but she'll watch my YouTube channel. Since I upload these streams to the YouTube channel, I don't want to give away what I'm making for her, but I think she'll like it. I really do think she'll like it. And here's what I think is fun, right? Like I know some people that are like, "Oh, you can't give handmade stuff away for Christmas. That's cheap." And it is to an extent. But with leather work, there's inherent cost. You have to pay for the materials, the leathers, dye, whatever else you use, and then your time making it. Because it's not like a little kid making you a Mother's Day card or a Father's Day card. It's somebody putting in hours of work into a project. And I'm making her something that I've got maybe 14 hours into, and I've got to put more time into it because I need to get it done. But with that said, with that said, I think it's worthwhile, and I know it's something she'll use. So we will make that. Eventually, I will stream that on the regular stream. I just will black that part out and not add it to the YouTube video, which means I have to actually do some editing, which is fine. I don't mind editing videos. I'm okay at it. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. I can do some simple stuff with that. I've been doing it fucking 12. No, no. Started in 2016, so 6, 7 years I've been doing it. It's fine. I can make it work, you know? But I'll have to black those parts out when I work on her present with which is fine, which is fine. You know, I can edit that out and won't be a big problem. Mostly because I just don't want to risk her seeing it before I finish it and give it to her on Christmas. Because that takes the fun, the surprise out of it. It really does. Now, as for like Sunday cigars, if we do it on Sunday, it's going to be late, but that's because I have a Christmas party I have to be at. I'm not allowed to skip it. Mostly because I'm giving a ride to like 4 people. They're counting on me to be there, whether I like it or not. But that's not what I want to show you. Show you is something I got. That. That is a big ass TV that works. Why am I showing off this stupid TV? Well, I have a stupid idea that I want to start on either my next Sunday stream or a regular workshop stream, where I know people have a certain carnal desire for destruction and chaos, or at least I do, to where maybe I start to, pay X amount of money, I smack the fucking TV while it's on, see what we do, and that'll be fine, you know, like maybe X amount of money I hit it with a hammer, X amount more I hit it with a wrench, for a certain amount I hit it with brass knuckles. Can't shoot it because I live within city limits and ammo is still expensive and I don't want to waste ammo like that. Plus, it's dangerous to do that in city limits. But, smacking a TV that's on, hell, maybe I'll plug an HDMI cable in and have my stream on it so y'all can watch me do it. And I can aim for my face, which would be fun, you know? But that's a project for Sunday. Excuse me. As for our other leather projects, we still got to sew all these. Now I've got all the holes punched and everything done. And all of these, the little T pockets are attached. So we're not going to have to, sit here and monotonously stitch all these panels, these T panels to the walls. They are pre-stitched. I've already done that away from stream. I know. But they're all stitched. So we can just get going and rock and roll on that. We don't have to, waste time on stream stitching these damn things like that. I mean, we're still going to spend, you know, 40 to 60 minutes sewing each one together. But again, that's because I don't have a leather sewing machine. And those aren't cheap. I looked at a good one and then I saw the price and I was like, ooh, no. I'm not spending 3 grand on a leather sewing machine for a leather business that honestly is just paying for the raw material to make the wallets and the cigar stands. You know, I'm not gonna spend, tons and tons of money on it. Not yet. Now, maybe, as I get further into it and down the line where, I make more money and I can justify it, I will. And it's not that I don't like hand sewing. It's okay. Just it's time consuming, which is kind of a pain in the ass. But that's just the nature of the beast. Whenever you get into a hobby or a craft that takes time, you have to invest time. And that's fine, you know. But then we'll have, these wallets done. We'll have what, five? Yeah, 5 wallets. And I'm taking a little bit of a break from selling the wallets right now, purely because I want to build up an inventory to where I'm not having to make them per order. That way I can just go here. All right, $50. Here you go. Here's your wallet. Done. You know. And one of the other things I want to do is I'm prototyping a wallet for a friend that can hold their courtesy badge, right? Which is cool. But I'm thinking with some of those rivets, I can make that wallet look extra fucking awesome, you know, and a little more durable. You know, that's the point. I want it to be more durable, but I have to get that clear window vinyl, whatever the fuck it's made out of, for the wallet. I mean, you can go cheap if you want, but I prefer not to go cheap. I prefer to go reliable. That's the thing. I want products I put out to be reliable. I want them to last. I want them to work. You know, like these little wallets I made, these are great, but I don't want to make the same thing. I've got a friend that wants a special wallet, and I will prototype out a wallet and make it work for them, which is the joy of working with leather. You can prototype things like our little cigar stands and pipe stands. This is the template. This is the final product for now, right? But there were 3 iterations, 4 iterations, sorry, before that. We had the proof of concept, ugly, but it works. Then we had the second type prototype, bigger, works, but not quite wide, not quite right because pipes don't sit it very well, right? Then we have the third prototype, which works. This one works very well. It holds a pipe, holds a cigar. I just don't like how it's cut. Like I don't like the square edges. Then we came out with prototype 4. No, 3. Prototype 3. Sorry, I forgot how to count. Which was this size but had rounded edges, looked a lot cleaner, but it was small. It was about this size. Now, this is the 4th iteration that we built off of that template. This template here, it has all the measurements knocked on it, all the cuts. I just put down, trace it, cut it out. This is the current iteration. It has a rivet, and these are people like these. These are nice. In fact, this is what it looks like if I, put a concho on. I like the way the concho looks. But this is type 4. Yeah, type 4. And I like this. This is the winner. This is the one we're going with, right? Normally I would have my cigar sitting on that, but I'm trying it with this one because I want to see how this patinas. I want to see how the raw veg tan patinas. I want to see what it looks like after it's got some age and some wear on it, after it's been used for a while. I want to see how it looks. So we're going to go with that. Now, what I like about having a template is this is just raw veg tan. This template is untreated. Excuse me, heartburn. It's undyed, unvarnished, non-burnished veg tan. It is raw, but it has all the measurements that I need to cut it up. And so when I get back to it, which will probably be Monday, I'm going to cut a bunch of veg tan, and we're going to cut it down to strips with with our strip cutter, which for those that have never seen it, this is a scrap cutter. I have it adjusted to 1 1/4 inches in width, and that's what this is. 1 1/4 inches in width, right? So you put your leather through, and then you would pull it through, and it would cut the strips, however you want, right? And then once we have a bunch of those, we cut them down to the length we need. And then we trace the template on it and we stamp out what we need, you know? And then we will dye them either black or show brown, because those are the only dyes I have right now. It's black and show brown. And so we'll do that. And if I need to, I can put a high gloss finish on the black ones. That adds a little extra to the price, but it's fine. Hold up, roommate just got home. But no, that's what I like about having a template. I'm able to cut things out in a hurry and get things going. That's why I like having the dies, for the wallets, because I can just stamp them out in a hurry and get a bunch of blanks done, which we've done on stream before. ¿Qué pasó? I'm on stream. Oh, I came home and Diesel was having a dog party. They had like dog strippers, doggy drugs, all the horrible stuff. But no, it's just I like having the dies. I have another die set that I ordered for cigar cases, both 2 and 3 stick. All the hordes and drug. Yeah, he went to. No, he was good looking guy. I didn't imagine. Sure. Yeah. That was the Christmas party. Oh, nice mugs. Yeah. Ooh, Ghirardelli hot chocolate, aren't you, bougie?
It's not hot chocolate.
Oh,
It's lava cake sets.
you bougie boy. But no, I'm just talking to Chad about, plans I have coming. Nice. Oh, that is nice.
Look at the stickers.
Oh, they give you stickers. Five words. Nice. This one you mentally creative. Okay, I like that one. Yeah. Sorry, roommate just got home. He's showing off stuff he got. What, you giving me this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really.
I,
Okay, I'm going
all right, he's been
I'm exhausted.
all right. He's been out. I've only been out here for 18 minutes, so he's been out for the last 20 minutes. All right. And now the roommate disappears. Except the dog is barking. Because the dog barks loud. But yeah, no, we got projects in the works. I can't wait for the dies to make one similar to this. Not just like this one, but they're similar, right? This one holds 3. So I can't wait for those dies to show up, which kind of irritates me because I ordered those over 2 months ago. And they're just taking for fucking ever. If I haven't received them by mid-January, I'm gonna want my money back. But that's neither here nor there. And I've given you a tour of the workbench before. I've shown off the various tools I use, including something that I'm glad I still have, and I got them when I was working on a fishing boat in the Gulf of Mexico one year for a summer after high school. And they are cut resistant gloves. These are super fucking handy because I don't like cutting my fingers, and since I use some fairly sharp knives and instruments to cut leather, it makes sense to protect your digits. But that's neither here nor there. Try to take that. I gotta put this. I gotta drop it first. Now I have to pick it up. Oh no, chat. What are you doing? Oh no, step chat. Sorry. I gotta put this back in my backpack because I use this at the house to scratch my back because I'm a godless heathen. But yeah, man, it's been a hell of a week. What did y'all do this week? I'm talking whenever fucking talks. Oh man, I think it's funny. The locals that I follow well, I follow their exploits on YouTube. It's it's kind of interesting and really sad to see how Cobra JFS is going downhill. Like I feel bad for the guy, but at the same time, he kind of asks for a lot of the trolling he gets. Not in like direct way. It's not like Cyrax where Cyrax deserves to be trolled. But I mean, it's just not cool, I guess. Plus, his his little oh god, what are they called? His bearded dragon went missing, and I feel bad about that. You know, because Puff was a lizard. Puff didn't deserve to be, in that household. Like he should have been had better. But Puff got loose and apparently escaped the apartment. And because how cold it gets in that part of Wyoming, probably died. You know, yeah. So, rip Puff, rip Puff. You will be missed, but you're probably in a better place than Cobra's house. Of course, Cyrax is still spewing his BS. And then he tried to be a VTuber, but he had a really cheap VTuber model, and whatever face rig he was using for it, you could tell he had his mouth open the whole time. He's like, because the V2 model had its face open, and then he had his voice changer on, which raised the voice to some ungodly screechy pitch. Yet he still had bad microphone quality. Like I'd like to think that my microphone quality isn't too bad, but it could be. Sorry, I'm changing the lights on my fucking microphone. Excuse me. It's I have a bougie microphone. It didn't cost bougie money, but it is a bougie microphone. You know, I think it was like $45 on Amazon, and not a lot. It's a good microphone. It's got good quality. I also like how it doesn't pick up when I'm whamming on the with leather cutters on stream when I use my hair. It doesn't pick that up, which is nice because nobody wants to fucking hear that. Nobody. But Cyrax uses a shitty microphone, and his audio always sounds terrible. And you can just tell it's him. The bad audio, the fact that he shamelessly plugged himself. Talk about his good friend Cyrax, and then at some point he starts talking about how he, the VTuber Neko Gamer or whatever, uh, is a trained metal vocalist. Oh, shit. I seriously doubt those words are accurate or true. You know, because I've heard some of his stuff, and it's terrible. Like he's god awful at singing, and his microphone's constantly clipping out. You know, it's constantly clipping out because he has it. either the gain set way too high or the range set way too low, or hell, for all I know, he doesn't use any way of really setting it up, and it just sounds terrible. It really does. I would like to think that, although I don't have the best microphone, I would like to think that my quality of my audio is at least passable. I could be wrong. I think it sounds okay. But then again, I've been an audio engineer for a long time. So I know how to set it up, hopefully. You would think I would. 15 years as an audio engineer, you figure idiot knows how to run a fucking soundboard. Idiot ought to know how to set up a microphone through OBS. Go figure. Speaking of OBS, I need to set up like a Discord bot that'll host to my Discord and a few other dozen servers I belong to for when I go live. You know, why not, right? I mean, I'm not chasing partner, and I'm certainly not in any way thinking I can make a living doing this. But it would be nice to have more people in here chatting and talking, to hang out with. I mean, I am an affiliate, but I got an affiliate like 2016, 2017. Like when it was a real accomplishment to be an affiliate on Twitch. Not like nowadays with your damn kids. No. Actually, I think I got it in like 2019. I could be wrong. Actually, I'm probably am wrong, but when I hit affiliate. Well, I just recently learned how to turn ads on my stream. And every 30 minutes there's an ad, you know. Plus I think there's a pre-roll ad, but I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But I've earned 5 whole cents since I've learned how to do that. Like I said, I'm not looking to make money off Twitch. I fully understand that I will never get rich doing Twitch. I'm not even trying to get Twitch famous. You know, I'm grateful for whoever watches this whenever they watch it. That's awesome that they choose to spend their time watching my sorry ass little streams or my podcast. That's cool. That's awesome. And even though I am an affiliate, I'm not begging for subs. I'm not like DSP going, I need the views, give me the views. Or, begging for subs or donations. I'm not doing that. I'm 40 years old. I have a career. I have 2 part-time jobs and my little leather business. I'm not hurting for money. I will never ask you, the viewer, for money. I will never go, give me money. Yeah, I need money. No, no. I'm a grown ass man. I can handle my own finances. I'm not saying don't, no, I am saying don't donate. Keep your money. Keep your subscription. Even Amazon Prime free subscription. Use that on someone else, man. You don't got to sub to watch me. Just drop a follow if you like it. You don't have to support me. I'm a grown ass man. You know? Hold on, car just stopped. Oh, good. No idea what that was about. They just stopped in the driveway, like right behind my roommate's truck and behind the driveway. It's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? No, they were dropping off somebody on the other side of the street. They just stopped on the wrong side of the street. But again, I don't expect to get famous because I don't do this to get famous. I'm not doing this to make money. These streams are just us hanging out, you know. And if I don't think the ads are worthwhile, I'll turn them off, I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to make a little bit of money off the ads, but I'm not going to ask y'all to fucking donate or sub or throw bits. You don't have to. I don't want you to. I want y'all to save your money, throw it elsewhere. Put it into a long-term savings account. Buy stocks, bonds, certificates of deposit. Hell, put it in your mattress. I mean, shit. If you take just like $20 a week, right? $20 a week, every week. Just put $20 like in a box, right? You put that 20 in a box, and every week you add another 20. In less than a year, you'll have $1,000. Granted, it's 50 weeks, and there's 52 weeks in a year, but you'll still have a grand. And that's not bad. That's a grand you can save up and buy something with, or do something with, or invest, and make money. You know, because the way I was taught, you know, by a friend's dad who was very, very wealthy about how to deal with money was money is an asset. And debt can be an asset, but only in certain circumstances do you consider that. So, if you treat money like a tool instead of instead of as a thing, it's better. You will make more money in the long run. Like investing aggressively in your 20s, moderately in your 30s. And I've switched over to my investment is now conservative because that's when you switch to conservative is in your 40s, you know, and you'll see better gains that way. Diversify your investments. Don't just have all your money in one thing because if anything happens to that, all of it can go away, you know. Like if you put it all in Dogecoin or whatever and the price tanks, you've lost all that money. If a company goes under that you invested in, you lose all the money you had tied to it. I mean, this tragically happens. I've had to deal with it. Most people have dealt with stuff like that. But if you work at a company that offers a 401k, max out your contributions to it. Because if they match your contributions, max out what they're willing to match, because it essentially doubles. Like when I was 19, I worked for a company, I got a 401k, and they would match me up to $2,000 a year that I put to 401k. So I put $2,000 a year into that 401k. And then the company put another 2,000 in on top. Brilliant way to do it. It's basically you're getting double your investment. And it's not free money. You're working for that fucking money. That's just how they incentivize you to invest. You know, hell, I own 10% of a laundromat here in South Texas with four other people. There's five of us, and I'm a minority investor in that. I'm only invested for 10%. But the dividends I get from that are nice. They're enough to where I can afford my lifestyle and pay for my mom's nursing home. Most of it. I still pay out of my regular salary for that. But, she's my mom. You gotta take care of your mom. Hopefully. At least I do. But no. And I think it's, yes, I understand the irony of me saying you don't have to give me money. And yet earlier I was talking about matching a TV for money. But I mean, that's just something else. I figured that'd be a good way to get people into the stream to watch the stream to see if that happens. They don't have to donate, they don't have to do that. I just think it'd be fun. It's something to do, something we can do as a group together that we don't have to, you don't have to. You don't have to. You certainly don't have to. Oh, excuse me, heartburn's better. Oh, yeah. God damn, it's bad. That's the one part about getting older, folks. Your body starts falling apart. When I get nasty heartburn, I take a prescription antacid. That's how bad it is. I'm not even that fat. I'm 6'1" to 6'3". and I weigh 220, a little south of 220, but about 220 pounds, rounding up. So I'm not that fat. And plus, I'm still trying to lose weight through diet and exercise. But I still get nasty heartburn. Like, I gotta take a prescription antacid for it after I eat. Every time I eat, I gotta take that med. Or, I get horrible heartburn, which is real bad. But no, we made it to the weekend. We made it to the weekend. It's a nice Friday night. I was up driving for Uber. That's one of my part-time jobs. And I got bumped offline. Like, no network connection. I didn't stay in one area. I drove across town, still no network. Checked my phone. I have internet, but I just couldn't log into Uber. And so called it a night. Came back here and said, "Fuck it, I'll hang out with y'all." It's not that I don't appreciate it. I do. I do. It's just like I said. I like to make money, but I'm not expecting y'all to make money. I'm not actively concerned about making money off these streams. I do these for fun. I enjoy them. And occasionally I get to talk to cool people while streaming. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, and if you want to talk, go for it in chat. Feel free to ask me a question. You know, if you have burning questions you want to know the answers to, for all means, feel free to ask. Like I said, I'm 40. I've got 40 years of experience in life. I've got I've got answers to a lot of weird questions. I've also got a lot of answers to trivia questions that means a lot of my friends won't play Trivia Pursuit with me or Jeopardy because I just know a lot of weird shit. Like the country with the most camels in the wild is Australia. They have more wild camels than any other country. Go figure. I am glad it's Friday though. My 9 to 5 was kicking my ass. Had a bunch of projects I had to work on. A bunch of them are behind an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. And I will be so happy in a month when those are done. Well, two of them will be done in a month. The other three will be done in 5 months. No, two in 2 months, two in 5 months, and one in 7 months. But man, it's not like it's hard work. It's just fine work. Like it's very precision driven work that I do with audio engineering. Focus on restoration and digitization is simple, except for when you have to go through and remove bad qualities. Like the click of a recording for a reel to reel recorder. Oh, we're reconnecting. Uh oh. Uh oh. Okay, we're back. Okay. Like having to remove the click from a reel to reel player, or if it was a crummy audio recording from the 40s, you got to get rid of microphone hum, you got to get rid of room tone, you got to clean up the audio, you got to make the audio, audible. You have to make sure that it's good. And so you got to break audio down into all these different tracks, background, chorus. Each voice actor for whatever radio show, you have to isolate each of their microphones, which is easier said than done, but I'm I've been doing this 15 years. I know what I'm doing. Or if I'm working with a band that's recording an album, I have to sit there and remind them, hey, you cannot record all on the same channel. You have to record on separate channels. And for those that don't know what a channel is for when you're like recording audio, it's every input needs to be on its own input. So you have like let's use the band for example. Bass guitar on one input, lead guitar, separate input. Rhythm guitar on its own input. All the instruments are on their own inputs, and all the audio for someone singing, the vocals are on their own channels. So you'll have the lead singer, backup singers, or chorus singers, whatever. They have their own channels, and you string them together, right? You string them together, and you make it sound cohesive and good. But unlike in music videos where you got everyone jamming out at once and they just do the whole damn song, that's not how it's typically done. You will have the band come in minus the drummer because the drums will overpower every instrument in that room, and you'll record that, right? And then when it gets time to do the vocals, you will have whoever sings the chorus sing it 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 times. And the same thing with every verse 50, 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking times till they get it right. And you will go through and you'll pick the best ones of those recordings and then you blend them together. And I use Autotune because Autotune was originally developed to help people fix vocal inconsistencies between one track and the next, like the chorus, the bridge, chorus, bridge, chorus, bridge. Okay, Autotune is great for fixing that. And then T Pain did a whole album with over the top auto tune. So, man. But I use that to blend audio. And that's what I do with a couple of the bands that I work with. Now, again, I'm not going to say who they are, but, you I do their audio engineering. Now, I don't have a studio where people can come in and record. No. So I send them to a studio here in town that has reasonable rates. And, they're very professional. They're extremely competent and very good at what they do. And that's why I use them. And they'll record every instrument on its own channel, the vocals on their own channels, and they'll upload them, and then I can pull them off their server and work on it. Because that's just how you do it. Or like in music videos or movies where you see the guy in the recording booth and he slides all the sliders up. You don't do that. Never do that. Because you have a bass slider, a treble slider, and which side of the microphone it's recording. You have your balance, left or right. So if you slide them all the way up, you've turned bass all the way up. You've turned treble all the way up. And then you've shifted the balance all the way to the right ear. It makes it sound like shit. You know, the point of the slider is to adjust each channel to where it sounds its best. If you want a good rhythm guitar, you don't slide the bass all the way up. You'll do it to wherever it sounds good, depending on how the guitar is tuned, and you'll do the same thing with the treble. And you want to keep the balance more or less in the center. If you're just recording music. Now, if you're recording like a show where someone is like supposed to be walking from right to left, then you will adjust the slider for balance from right to left to follow them because we listen in stereo. We are no longer using mono sound. We're using stereo. And some people are using surround sound. And surround sound is different. I've never had to work with that. I've had to work with stereo, but never surround sound. So I imagine for surround sound recording, there's a different slider setup for left and right. It's probably a double phase slider, right? But you adjust it as need be. And I've worked on some radio shows where they were a remake of an old radio drama from like the 40s. And one of the characters was walking from right to left. And so you start the slider at the top for right, you slowly drag it down as they progress to the left side of the stage. That makes sense. But that's just the nature of the beast, you know. So every time I see someone do that in a movie where they slide it all up, oh, that pisses me off so much. And some boards, there's, five knobs for every channel, five sliders. You have bass, treble, balance, and then you have gain and peak. And if you just gain and peak too much, you will get audio like Cyrex, where you will have it topping out and clipping, where the microphone can't record it so well because it's too loud. The gain is too high. Gain is, how loud it's going to be. Like, I will adjust the gain on this microphone, right? I'm going to turn it all the way down. Slowly turn the gain up, and you can see how that affects my voice. That's gain. Now, if you turn gain up all the way, you could bottom out the microphone, you could top it out, and the audio will start to clip where it, goes too high, you can't hear it. The volume's too loud, it distorts the sound of the voice or the person talking. You know, that's just how it is. But way too often, you will see in music videos and on movies and TV where they'll slide all those sliders up, and that's just how you destroy audio. You know, but again, it's a movie. And that's a minor complaint to have. You know, complaining about that makes as much sense as complaining about them using a sepia filter for when they're in Mexico to show they're in Mexico. I never understood that either. Like, I never understood why they use a sepia filter to show that they're in Mexico on TV and in movies. But they just do, you know. Can't really do anything about it. Though on a side note, I like making stuff with leather, hence the leather shop. And one of the more recent things I did, and this is because I like to have my tools where I can reach them, right? Is I made this. Just hangs on a peg from this top hook and these two bottom holes for the bone folder. How I shape and form leather. And that way I can just keep it on my bench and I don't have to dig through my drawer, my workbench to find it. It's right where I need it constantly. Now, excuse me. I know Monday I'm going to do another leather stream. Monday we're going to do a leather stream. And we're going to cut out a bunch of straps to make scar and pipe stands. Because it's something quick we can do. We can get a bunch of them knocked out, and then we can stain and dye them. And then when we go to assemble, we'll use the little rivets I got because I like them. I think these are really nice. They add a little pop to the leather and pipe stands. They look good. As for wallets, I'm not going to make y'all sit through an hour and a half of me sewing a wallet. That's something I'm going to do a couple a day when I have some downtime. But that is neither here or there. That's a future problem. Just that light there. Actually, I'll turn that down. I don't really need it. There, there. I only have the ring light not for lighting up my face or making me look good. I have it to illuminate the work projects, the work on the workbench that I'm working on. Because this bench only has a small little fluorescent light and it's bright, but it doesn't have a lot of range. So if I'm working, with the stitching pony, get over here. And I have a project up here, it's still in the dark because the light is here and it broadcasts down. So the ring light helps illuminate what I'm working on, especially if it's in a stitching pony. So, there is that. But no, busy week. Got a lot of work done. Still have more to go. I was driving tonight with Uber, but for whatever reason, I couldn't log in. Kept saying no network, so came home, and now we're hanging out. Sunday, I was gonna do a cigar stream, the podcast for Sunday cigars, but I'm gonna be at a Christmas party in the earlier afternoon, so that's gonna have to be a wait on thing. Like I'll still do it, but it will be in the evening. Just nature of the beast. But it is what it is. I mean, there's so many different things we could do on Monday, but I think we're gonna cut out a bunch of blanks for the stands, and then we'll get them cut. We'll get the holes punched for the rivets, and then we will stain them. We will dye them black, and we will dye them brown because I've only got black and brown leather dye. So it is what it is. Eventually, I'll buy some other colors. But right now, those are the colors I use because those are what I have and those are what I could afford to get at the time. Actually, give me a second. I know something we could be doing right fucking now. Jesus. Crap. Yeah. Yeah. No. No. There we go. Perfect. Perfect piece. I got those new stitching irons. So why don't we make a little strap to hold them and hang them on the workbench? That way they're where I can reach them. And they don't have to live in this little box. So let's get out the Pondo mat, right? I'm gonna get up one of my little X-Acto knives. Oh, change out the blades because they're a little on the dull side. Those are for something else, right? I think I only have two blades left, so let's get them changed out. Take the old blade off, put it there. Get the new blade out. Yeah, I only have one. Okay, that's fine. Carefully put it in. Don't cut your fingers because the X-Acto blades, these are very sharp. You want to be careful. All right, that and the bucket. Right. Put the case back in there. We need to put more blades. We'll do that later. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just hang it off this. Okay, so let's trim up a piece of leather. Let me turn y'all, rotate you down so you can see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. All right, move this crap out of the way. Now I'm going to turn off the light so I can see what I'm doing. White light, there we go. All right, we're well illuminated. First, let's get our roto cutter, right? And I'm just going to cut this strip a little square. Just cut off an edge, right? Yeah, we're just cutting a little piece off, kind of squaring it up, right? Oh, wow, I did not cut all the way through. Oh, whoops. All right. That's fine. That's fine. There. Cut off a little piece of garbage, throw it in the trash bin. Now, I want to space these out on here so I know how long it needs to be. I need to know how long it needs to be so I can, one, trim this big ass piece of leather down. You know what? We'll make two things, right? Go there for me. So, but I also need to leave enough space up top to hold it. So we're just gonna space these out I like to, put them at odds so that they sit nicely. And I'm just going to go by eyeball it. I'm not going to be super fucking precise. Cut that. Put that to the side. We're going to use that later. I'm going to get my pen. I'm going to mark where I'm going to put my hole for the top. And then I'm just going to mark where I want to put my little cuts. Right? We're not doing like giant cuts. We're just doing little bitty slips so that they just tension fit in and it'll be fine. Right? Don't need a lot of effort. Just do a little bit. Because these aren't the world's biggest pricking irons. They're not, but they're nice. They're from a really good brand that I am very happy to have. Okay, got these spaced out. Move those to the side. Don't need them right now. That's dead. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect dots, point A, point B, so that these all fit where I want them to fit. We're not going to make terribly giant cuts. We're not. Right? Grab our X-Acto knife, and we're just going to gently slice down into the leather because we don't need to go horribly deep. We can just do it a little bit by a little bit, right? Just like this. Just ever so gently. And then we'll lift it off the cut mat, which you probably shouldn't do, but that's just to make sure we get all the cuts all the way through. That one feels like it's through. That feels through. Right? Okay. So now I'm gonna crease the leather a little, just pull it open like that so I can see where I'm stabbing. Fucking cat. Cat outside fighting or in heat, who knows. Right? Punch through. Make sure that slit is open. Alright? That's all we gotta do. Just a little cut. Doesn't take much, not a lot of force. Because you're not trying to carve wood, you're just cutting through leather, and leather is fairly easy to cut with a sharp blade. Remember, a dull blade is a dangerous blade. You have to put more force into a dull blade than you do with a sharp blade. When you put more force in, you're prone to going out of control, and that's when you cut yourself, right? So, just keep going. That's all we gotta do. Like I said, we don't need to go deep, we just have to go through, right? So, there we go. That one. Then we got this one. And it can be ugly. This isn't something I'm making to sell. This is something that's going to sit on my bench, on the pegboard on the back of my bench. Just has to work for what I want. Just has to work. And that's the important thing. It's learning when to just say, it works. You know? Okay. Don't have to put a lot of effort into it. Just enough to get through. Boom. Now, I'm not pounding on, tools this late at night. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut an X where that mark is for the hole that this is going to sit in, on the pegboard. We're just going to cut it, make sure it's open, because it's all we need to do. Like that. Just a little slicey slice. Right? And let's see if they fit. Let's see if we did good. Shall we? Nope. That needs to be opened a little. Because that is not how I want it. It's a little tight. Now let's try it again. Okay. And we're just forcing it through the slit one way, which we didn't do big enough. We need to open it up a little because it's not large enough. That's the point. We're working with the material that is a little forgiving, and you can just do a little at a time because you can always take leather off, but you cannot put leather back on, right? So, got the first one in. Now for the other one. Make sure that, it'll fit, which it won't. So again, we're going to adjust the holes to where it will fit. And like I said, this is something that's just going to sit on the pegboard of my workbench. And it's not going to be for sale. And eventually I'll probably make something nicer. And we can go from there. But for now, this works for what I want. This is an okay thing to work on because we can do this together and we don't have to worry about money. We don't have to worry about, oh, I'm using this material that could be used for something else. No, this is a piece of scrap leather I had in my scrap box that, it's just being used as a scrap leather project, right? And all we do is push through. Come on, get it out. No, that one's big enough. I just caught it on my leather. And there we go. That's all it is. Is this something I would sell? No, it's not pretty. It's ugly. It's really just meant so that I can hang it on my pegboard, not worry about where it is. You know, as I sit here and man, how did I fuck that up? There we go. And we will hang it on the peg next to the other tools so I can grab it when I need it. It go right there. Now, for this one, we don't need a lot of space. So, again, mark where we're going to put our hole at the top. Right there. I kind of want to square up this edge a little. Doesn't need a lot. Just needs a smidge off. See? That's all you gotta do. And then I'm going to come down, square up that edge, throw that little square in the trash. And then we're going to measure where we want to put these. So I want to put them here. So a dot there, a dot there, and a dot there, a dot there. And that gives me my cut line. Now I'm going to come down because these have the same shank size. And I'm just going to put a dot there, draw it down a little. There we go. Okay. And again, we're just going to cut slits. We don't have to be super tight on it. Right? Because we're just making something that's going to hang on the workbench. Not making something we're going to sell. This isn't like a demo piece. This is just kind of like a dumb way of saying a proof of concept, right? Because we don't want to have to fucking go to the drawer to find it when we need it. This is so we don't have to. And again, just carefully slice into the leather, not all the way through. Not yet. Let me make sure we get those lines cut in. Now we can go through, right? And we can go like that. And that works well enough for me. That is good enough for the girls I go out with. I used to hate that expression, but now I use it a lot. Good enough for the girls I go out with. You know? Okay. We're going to test fit. And if these fit, then we'll just cut the little hole in the top for the strap to hang on the bench. Right? Boom. And it fits. We're just going to put the other one in the other way, just to stay with theme for how we have it set. Right? And since we're using a scrap piece of leather, if we get more stamps that we like, we can add them to this, or we can get a bigger piece of leather and make a much better one that we can hang on the bench, right? So, scroll through, got the little slit, right? Because we're not going for, aesthetics. We're going for functionality. Functionality is a little more important in this case than aesthetics. Aesthetics are how it will look, functionality is how it will work. There. Close that knife. Back where it goes. Grab this. Punch that through. Boom. And now we've made two things. Two things that we can use down the road to do other work. I'm going to move my hanger there for the bone folder, and I'm going to put this one here. There. And now we've made stuff that we can do. Make sure the blade is closed on this. Make sure I pull out another hanger for it, because I actually used the one that I had for it. And we're just going to hang there. Now take this one down. I want to hang it. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Groovy. Awesome. Perfect. And we just put the Pondo mat away. And boom. That's how you do a simple project. That's not prototyping. That's just making a simple strap, some slits to hang stuff. And it's going to stay on the bench. It's not like it's going to get used for any commercial or anything that people would be paying for. It's just there to hold my tools on my workbench. That's all it's there for. And eventually, yeah, I'll probably build a better way of holding them. But for now, that works. That works well enough for what I'm doing, and that's all I care about. I mean, it's that simple. All right, well, I am getting tired, and I have to go to dialysis in the morning. So we're gonna end stream right there. But I want to say thank you for watching, and I appreciate y'all coming by. And remember, if you like what you see, drop a follow. That's all I ask. Drop a follow. If if you're watching this on YouTube, then subscribe because on YouTube it's free to subscribe. But here on Twitch, I will never ask for subs. I will never ask for money. I will never ask for you to buy my merch. All I ask is that if you like the stream, just drop a follow. Remember, I love y'all and be good. Bye.